We'll return with more stories on inauguration from other states, but let's turn our attention now to Abuja, where the Presidential Election Petition Court has adjourned the hearing of the petition of the Allied People's Movement to the 2nd of June. The adjournment is to give the petitioner time to acquire a certified true copy of the Supreme Court's judgment delivered on the 26th of May, which decided on the controversies around the double nomination of Vice President Kashim Shettima. This followed the submission of counsel to the President, Wole Olanipekun, that the petition doesn't stand as the Supreme Court had laid to rest the sole issue the petitioners are asking for. The counsel for the APM on these grounds urged the court for an adjournment to be able to look into the document and see how it affects their petition. In the meantime, the National Industrial Court has held that it is legal to withhold salaries of striking members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities during the period which the strike lasted. Justice Benedict Campik held that in line with Section 43, subsection 1A of the Trade Union Act, members of ASU who participated in the eight-month-long strike are not entitled to salaries. Although employers and workers can enter an agreement for which the workers will be paid during the period of strike, when such agreement was not made, no worker is expected to get paid. The court also held that the federal government cannot force ASU to accept payments through IPPIS so long as they conform to their budgetary allocation. It adds that the federal government was wrong to have imposed IPPIS on ASU. The court also held that in line with Section 18 of the Trade Dispute Act, no employer shall embark on lockout or no worker shall embark on an industrial action when trade dispute is apprehended and a reconciliation ongoing. And here in Lagos, operatives of the Department of State Security have stormed the Office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, preventing officials of the anti-graft agency from gaining access to their office in Ikoyi, Lagos. The SS operatives stormed the office around 7 a.m. today and refused to leave despite dialogue between operatives of both agencies. When TVC News arrived at the vicinity, several EFCC staff were outside the premises, having been denied entry. Other staff and suspects are locked inside. Some DSS operatives were sighted on the high-rise building, keeping watch. In a statement by the EFCC's head of media, Wilson Wajare, this development is strange to the Commission, given that they have cohabited with the DSS in that facility for 20 years without an incident. The Public Relations Officer of the DSS, Peter Afunaya, however, insists there is no rivalry between the service and the EFCC about anything, and the DSS does not in any way claim ownership of the building in question. Well, let's go back to inauguration stories now from across states. We'll start with Oyo State. In a series of historic events, the re-elected governors of Ogun and Oyo State took their oath of office and were officially sworn in, marking the commencement of their new terms in office. TVC News correspondent Olaide Oyewole compiled this report.
Like other parts of the country, the inauguration ceremonies were filled with glamour and grandeur. The southwest region was not different, as the atmosphere wore a ray of hope and anticipation. Although the ceremony did not take place in states like Ondo or Osun and Ekiti, as they have of elections, it didn't take the media blitz of the events across the country. In Ogun State, despite the heavy downpour, supporters and residents were not deterred as they stormed the venue of the event, which coincided with Governor Dapo Abiodun's 63rd birthday. The governor thanked the people for re-electing him and assured he would keep to his promises.
I want to appreciate you, my good people of Ogun State, for giving us another additional opportunity to serve you for an extra 4 years. Your unflinching faith in our ability to deliver on our promises means so much to us, and we will not disappoint you.
Similarly, in Oyo State, the ceremony was initially disrupted by a heavy downpour. But the process of the oath taken by the Chief Judge of Oyo State, Iyabo Yerima, who swore in the governor, continued unhindered.
To the service and well-being of the people of Nigeria. So help me God.
The governor afterwards ruled out his plans for his people and promised to make them his priority.
I stand before you to renew that pledge and reaffirm these solemn words. I will always put your interests first. Therefore, I direct the creation of the Niger State Mobilization Agency for Socio-Economic Development.
With the inauguration ceremony serving as symbolic transition of power, expectations are high as the governors are ready to steer their states to a future of progress and development. Olaido Yewale, TVC News, Ibadan.
In Niger State, Mohamed Umar Bago has been sworn in as governor of the state. Umar Bago becomes the fourth executive governor of Niger State since the country's return to democracy. Chinemi Bameyi reports.
It was a historic moment for Nigeria's biggest state. People thronged into this arena in the early hours of today to witness the swearing-in ceremony of the new governor of Niger State. They believe his election is a renewal of hope for the people. Umaru Bago and his deputy Yakubu Garba emerged as winners after the March 2023 gubernatorial elections. While giving his inaugural speech, the newly sworn-in governor promised to address the issues of insecurity, which has plagued the state for more than half a decade.
We shall pay serious attention to the following. 1. Security. The most compelling task ahead of us is to tackle insecurity. We shall also address the challenges of basic education, make it free, compulsory. We cannot be warehousing for Gencos.
The outgoing governor Abubakar Sani Bello was represented by his deputy Ahmed Ketso. Among dignitaries present at the ceremony was the former governor of Niger State Muhazu Babangida Aliyu, former Speaker of the House of Representatives Yakubu Dogara. Former Katsina State Senator Shehu Sani said security must be tackled for the new government to make meaningful progress.
There is a lot of expectations on him in view of the deficit in governance that has existed in the last 8 years.
The reason why we supported this government is because of the insecurity that has bedeviled our people. I'm from Shiro local government where insecurity has eaten deep.
Governor Umaru Bago also said some infrastructures in the state, like the Shiro Hotel, that has been redundant, will be converted to a teaching hospital for the IBB University. Chinemi Bameyi, TVC News, Mina.
And the newly elected governor of Katsina State, Umar Rada, has been sworn in by the state chief judge. The event, which held at the Muhammad Diko Stadium, also attracted the presence of all former civilian governors of the state and their deputies, as well as the emirs of Katsina and Daura. TVC News correspondent Abdulatif Yusuf reports.
The beginning of a new era in Katsina State under the leadership of Dr. Dikko Umar. It is a moment of joy and reflection over the gains and challenges witnessed under the last 2 terms of the APC. Dikko Rada is the first PhD holder to take charge of leadership in Katsina and is seen by many as an energetic and dogged young man that will lead the state out of its current predicament. In his inaugural speech, he promised to concentrate on human capital development issues and the security of lives and properties.
Of our administration will be the service to the people, equity, justice for all. We will run a people-oriented government and resist anything compromising our ability to put our people first. I will lead by example, and I expect members of my cabinet and all public servants to do the same.
The expectations of the people in his administration are high, despite the economic challenges the state is facing.
Well, that one also I feel elated, and I thank Almighty Allah for giving me that assignment of the DG of Tinubu Jikko Campaign Council in Katsina State. And we were able to secure all the senators and all the reps of members and even the House Assembly and the governor.
We are all pleased and we are very happy to witness the inauguration today. Thank you.
Who is the commander of the Standard Party and indigenous of Gagarawa local government area.
Spectators watched the colorful parade and formal swearing-in and handing over from far and near in admiration and humor. The new governor has an academic background, having trained as an agricultural engineer, but he is also expected to end the unnecessary security crisis in the part of the state. The mammoth crowd is an indication of acceptance by all, especially farmers who hope his policies may enable them to go back to their farms soon to take advantage of the rainy season. Abdulatif Yusuf, TVC News, Katsina.
And outside Nigeria, 4 persons have been killed by unidentified assailants in an overnight attack in northern Cameroon. According to military sources, the attack was carried out by Boko Haram, which has increased attacks in the area. 2 soldiers and 2 Boko Haram fighters were killed in the attack. The mayor of Mura, Shatima Hamido, disclosed that this is the first time since 2013 such attack has happened in the area. Mura was hit by several suicide bomb attacks in 2015 and 2016 by suspected Boko Haram members. Boko Haram attacks have displaced more than 2.5 billion people and killed thousands across Nigeria, Cameroon, Chad, and Niger Republic.